little bit on the chill. Yeah, this is Stream Beats is a little slower, a little calmer than some of the stuff I usually play in here. Let me see. This is Harris Heller's. Which album of this is his? Reflections. This sounds very reflective on this Monday. Hey, welcome to the Church Digital. Jeff Reed founded the Church Digital. You probably know that of me already, but we are excited here about this stream. Little abbreviated stream today. It's going to be a busy week as we're cramming in details of the Digital Missionary Conference. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you some of the insights, some of the sneak peeks, some of the inside scoops of what's happening with the Digital Missionary Project. And it's funny, like even Digital Missionary Conference, I keep saying project for some reason. As a friend of mine, actually, I even typed Digital Missions Project earlier. Jesse Carbo is on the board. He runs a company called Digital Missions Project, which is one of the sponsors of the Digital Missionary Conference. And for some reason, that's like stuck in the head. So Jesse, free advertising, Digital Missions Project. There you go, digitalmissionsproject.com. But that's not this. Let's talk about Digital Missionary Conference. That is in no way confusing. By the way, if you Google Digital Missionary, Jesse and I pretty much own the top. Like there's maybe a guy or two here or there that's doing something, but straight up, Google freaking loves us, and looking forward to what's in store in the days and the months to come. But hey, let's get into this with the Digital Missionary Conference. As you know, this conference this music is so chill. Like I feel like I'm like jumping out of my skin trying to get it, but it's like just so reflective and chill. I can't. This is really hard. And so if you're in watching the stream live right now, throw it in chat. Give me a shout out. I'll kind of see when you're coming through. Excited to engage here a little bit today. But here with the conference, Digital Missionary Conference, is going to be kicking off April 2nd. Wednesday, April 2nd, 11 a.m. Eastern. And so we're going to roll the conference for a while. We're still got some speakers. We're still kind of moving around a little bit. So we got our friends Alliance Missions here. Simon, giving a shout out from another continent, from Europe, coming in. Simon, I'm going to be emailing you here in a little bit. Need something from you. Simon's doing a breakout for the conference as well, talking about developing a network and collaborating and helping others in the digital mission space. And so excited to see some of the stuff that Simon's got working on right now, literally on a different continent. It's interesting. I really did. I thought I knew the guy, and then I met him at Lausanne, and he was like this. He was like literally 6'6", 6'7". I don't know what that is in meters, but it's bigger than me. And so it was shocking in physical space to see that. But I mean, we were connected, gave him a hug, and it was awesome in physical space. But Steve Reed saying as well, I'll be there, Simon. And so, yeah, looking forward to the conference experience that's coming up. But here, with some of these sneak peeks, what I want to do today, by the way, more information is going to be at Missionary Digital. I want to start to maybe walk through some things with the conference and maybe give some inside scoops on some of the things, some behind the scenes stuff to maybe hype up the idea of what's happening with the digital missions. By the way, DJ Courageous coming as well, saying good afternoon. DJ Courageous, I'm trying. He is either going to spin or help me find someone, because I want a freaking DJ to spin for me at the Digital Missions Conference. Like this was a last minute thing, and so I threw it at him literally yesterday. Kind of caught him off guard. He's like, "Whoa, things are moving quickly." I was like, "Yeah, that's the way I roll, bro. It's go fast." But we're having a conversation later today. I really had this idea of doing a network of and it wasn't me. Somebody else said it. I just ran with it. But a network of DJ missionaries. I was a former radio DJ. I want to brag about that. Yeah, he's going to do his best. I'm sure. I love you. We'll see what happens. But I was a former radio DJ. Got a face for radio, that's the reason I have the boom mic in the arm and all this, because that's like super comfortable for me. And there's actually a surprising number of us around here that are doing party DJs or dance DJs, or I don't think anybody was radio but me. But man, I started listening to DJs on Twitch and seeing what they're doing. It's like, yeah, we can do that. We can do better than that. I mean, I have no idea how to spin, But we can figure stuff out. I've always wanted to spin, like for 25 years, 30 years. Yeah, it's been like at one point I was either going to open a Christian bookstore, or I was going to open a Christian nightclub. True story. Conversation for a different day, not today. Yeah, the DJs are coming out of the woodwork. That's true. But I really did. I was so passionate about the idea. It was like, I'm either going to open a Christian nightclub here in Miami, or I'm going to open a Christian bookstore. And the bookstore won. You've heard that story. Could you imagine if I'd opened a nightclub down here? That'd be interesting. Conversation for a different day. All right, hey, let's focus in. I'm telling you, DJ Courageous, stop getting me distracted. I'm going down here for a purpose here, and I want to start to focus on what's happening with the conference. So let me push this button. It is almost in there. I tried to line it up at the last minute and realized I was probably a little off. But hey, let's walk through this. This is the brand new Digital Missionary website, missionary.digital. We rolled this out late last week. All sorts of new things on here. By the way, register now for the Digital Missionary Conference. The conference is 100% free. Literally costs you absolutely nothing for the conference. But the deal is that you only get access if you register. Like the conference itself, you got to register to get the information on how to access. You have to register to get the bonus. You get to the password protected section after the site, after the conference. The on-demand videos is not public. We're not putting this on YouTube. We got more than enough content on YouTube. If you want access to any of the greatness that I'm about to share with you right now, you want to register for this thing. And by the way, sneak peek for those of you at home, the conference is a whopping 22 days away. We are just under 23 days on the conference, and to be honest, my heart just palpitated a little bit at the idea of that. I would have loved another 2 weeks on this thing. And Exponential is smack in between there, and I actually have a conference here in Miami, a small meetup we're doing actually tonight and tomorrow. And so my head is spinning, but we're excited. We're excited about the Digital Missionary Conference coming April 2nd. And so April 2nd, 11 a.m. Eastern. Here's the deal. This is one conference. You ready for this? One conference on two stages, simultaneous. You ever go to the music rock festivals back in the day? You got the main stage and the coffee house stage and the grunge stage and the urban stage and everybody. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can go see Linkin Park and I can go see this and I go see this and I got to choose. Who am I going to choose? And there's all that tension and frustration because you really want to be at two places in the same time, but you can't. This is that conference for you. I'm sorry to say that. It is that conference in our keynotes, and I'm even hearing it in our breakout sessions. I am having people tell me, Jeff, how can I be in two places at once at the same time? Well, the good news is the keynotes are going to be available on demand for everybody. And so if you're not able to see a keynote, that's great. If you're not able to see a breakout session, bro, that's on you. Sis, that's on you. Invite your team, get them to register too. If you want to be in 5 breakouts and there's only 2 sessions for 5 and you're one person, guess what? You need to invite 2 or 3 other people to join you in this conference and make sure they go to where you want them to go. That's how it's going to roll. I ain't holding punches with this conference moving forward. But as I said, it's going to be on a broadcast stage. We're broadcasting on Altar Live. This is a great experience, a great platform for church services, for events as well. And we're using it for events. All the stream is going to be in there. The keynotes are going to be in there. The breakouts are going to be in there. The in-between sessions where you're going to be able to interact with each other and talk with each other. A lobby type environment is in there to interact with some of our vendors and other spaces. Like we are going above and beyond here to help you engage, to be encouraged to meet up with other digital missionaries literally around the planet. So excited about this. And then virtual reality. We sealed the deal today. Oh my gosh, virtual reality. Here's the unspoken word. Are you ready for this? You are the VIPs of the conference. That's right. You know what? Anybody can go to the broadcast. It's Altar Live. We can fit 1,000, 1,500, 5,000 people in there. That's great. Here's the reality. Virtual reality people. You've got a cap of probably 50 people in virtual reality before we shut down. Like, this is a super exclusive environment. Our team has been going back and forth on how do we handle the technology and the explosion and the limitations. But at the end of the deal, this is what I'm telling you. The virtual reality seats are going to be the rarest, and it's going to be the best seats in the house because of the sheer capacity of we only have so much capacity in there. And so if you want the inside scoop, if you want to hear what's coming, if you want to be part of the engaging conversations that are going to be happening in virtual reality, boy, you best grab your seats, grab them early, and don't leave, because room capacity's at 50, give or take. And that's it. So it is a super, super cool session. So hey, we've got Micah saying in here, hoping the sessions will be recorded and released on this channel. I probably won't be able to make it to the conference, but just because of his positioning during the work week. But look forward to meeting what I can't make him what I can. Hey, I literally just said this. You probably didn't catch it. It's okay, Mike. I still love you. It's the keynote sessions are going to be recorded. That's right, in virtual reality and in broadcast, and it can be made on demand, not on YouTube, but we'll put it on demand in a password-protected section. The only way, none of the conference is going to make it to YouTube. The only way for you to get access to this conference information, register. Go ahead, give me an email address, missionary.digital. Let's get you registered and do that. We made an intentional decision, and this is not to discourage people, but to encourage them. We want to know who the digital missionaries are so we can start to outsource them and resource them in bigger and better ways. Always late to the party. That's okay. I love you, Michael. I know. You wouldn't know. I know. You got it. We're on the same page, bro. I got you. Micah is one of our future DJs for the Digital Missionary DJ network. Man, I'm excited, Micah. Man, I don't know, man. I could see myself having some fun with that, and resourcing some others to have some fun with that. That's another conversation for a different day. Listen, so I'm serious. Virtual reality peeps, be excited, register, and then day of, man, look, it's like this is the premium seating, and it's like first come first serve. Like, you cannot reserve your 50 seats in this. When you get up to go to the bathroom, when you turn that headset off, you lose your place in line. I got to tell you, my daughter is actually sick. She's in the other room, and she wanted to go see Coldplay. And we were excited to go see Coldplay play here in Miami. And Daddy didn't get the tickets. Daddy dropped the ball. And my daughter doesn't get to see Coldplay. It was a sad moment. I mean, I'm kind of in jest, but I'm really not. Like, it's a big deal. Don't miss your opportunity. Register, RSVP for this thing, and show up early to get your spot in virtual reality. Well, let's keep rolling through some things. Oh my gosh, that was the wrong button to push. Good. Where is that screen? Here is that screen. Okay. So let's do this. We got keynotes, we got breakouts, and of course a virtual reality experience. The keynotes are going to be on two different stages. The keynotes are going to be in broadcast and in virtual reality. Different keynotes in different stages, and so a lot of people may be going back and forth, and maybe an interest to go back and forth in that. Remember, everything's going to be recorded, so if you're on one stage, you'll have access to what's happening on the other. Breakout sessions, though, are not going to be recorded. What happens in breakout stays in breakout, and so you need to go and see it happening live. If you can't make it to all the breakouts you want to go to, that's cool. Just get somebody else to go with you and figure out how to coordinate so that they can be a part of it. And then we've got the super rare, the super exclusive virtual reality experience that's coming up here as well. Keynote talks, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about some of these. Starting Sustaining a Movement, David Nelms, kicking it off right off the bat. He is the founder of the Timothy Initiative. When I have a friend of mine who lives in California. His name's Jorge, and Jorge got the email. He's a missions pastor at another church, and Jorge got the email that we had got David Nelms. And literally, I hadn't heard from Jorge in years. He emails me out of the wazoo, dude, how'd you get David Nelms? That's incredible. Like, dude, this is a freaking big deal. David Nelms, founder of the Timothy Initiative. His goal is to train. What did he tell me? That was a great pausing point right there. His goal is to train 180,000 church planners this year. In 2025, David Nelms' organization, the Timothy Initiative, their goal is to train 180,000 missionaries, 180,000 missionaries. That's a movement. Contextualization, we got Jay Cranda. Jay is so excited about this talk. Jay Cranda is listed here as online pastor at Saddleback. Actually, is now innovation pastor at Saddleback. Dude got a little bit of a promotion. I'm curious. I haven't talked to him yet how that's going, but excited to see this. I told him, we had an in-depth conversation about his topic, contextualization and engaging with international cultures, and he's excited. He lives this in his ministry world all the time. He has never taught on this in ministry context, and so I'm excited to see what he does with this. I'm doing a virtual reality town hall meeting. The session I'm the most excited about, and I'll blow through some of the others, but I'm going to do a deep dive here. Active listening in the metaverse. So excited about this. El Michelle is the most interesting person you'll ever meet. By the way, this is a VR exclusive. This is not going to be in broadcast. What happens in VR stays in VR, and so actually we'll record this, but she's going to do a master teacher talk. She's going to do a session on how to do active listening. Michelle has a virtual reality background, a psychology background, and as a result of this counseling, we're going to be exploring and doing a deep dive and a better understanding on how to do active listening in virtual reality. Listen, people in virtual reality like to talk. They don't need soapbox preachers telling them what to do. As a matter of fact, the other day I was actually doing a session helping helping a virtual reality church understand how to maybe change their preaching style away from a monologue to a dialogue, to a conversation, and walking through a very easy framework for that. By the way, we may do some of that here in the conference. Thinking that one through. But El Michelle, I am so excited to have her be a part of this and come on. El Michelle is actually coming on as our chaplain. It's our chaplain for the Church.digital in the metaverse. She and Stacy are going to be working very closely together, and I am so excited. I am so freaking excited about what El Michelle and Stacy and Laura over with Hope Made Strong, what we're working on right now. We're not gonna roll it out in time for the conference. I wish we could. We don't have our ducks in a row yet. But very soon, you're going to see some things coming through that I believe is going to revolutionize your ministry. And if you want the leak, if you want the sneak peek, if you want the shh before we tell anybody else, come to this breakout that El Michelle is doing. Another one I'm excited about, Matthew Neerman, head of research for Lausanne, Billy Graham's mission organization. Literally, he's doing a picture of what is working across the entire planet when it comes to missions, and digitally or physically. And dude's a huge digital proponent, huge fan of digital. And he's going to tell us what's working, what's not working, and dig into some of the tips that we can pull off from it. Meheret, we talked about Meheret in the last one, director of digital strategies for the Jesus film. Love the Jesus film. They're one of the sponsors with this one and with this conference. And he's going to be doing a deep dive. We're going to evolve this one a little bit more than just the metaverse. What does the next steps look like digitally, and how can we start to move people from just a superficial connection into that community level that we know so much. Oh my gosh, Jasmine Ng coming in all the way from freaking Malaysia, opposite side of the planet from us, 13 hours away. She's going to be talking about engaging the Web3 community as digital missionaries, where she and her team are actually digital missionaries going into the Web3 environments. Church refugees, Josh Packard and Dr. John Harris. These two are coming on. They're going to be interviewing each other. We've had this conversation before. Josh Packard wrote a number of books. Recently, he wrote a book called Church Refugees, talking about the de-churched. Dr. John Harris is no stranger to Church Digital Podcast. By the way, Dr. John probably has a small obsession with Josh Packard's book called Church Refugees. And so the two of them having a conversation, Dr. John being a literal digital pastor of a digital church that reaches the de-churched people, with a doctorate in transformational discipleship, interviewing Dr. Josh Packard in his book about church refugees and de-churched people. Like, this is going to be, if you've got a VHS, go ahead and press record on the, VHS is probably old school. If you got a TiVo hooked up, go ahead and TiVo this one. You're going to want to. Why don't you just go ahead and register? Just register right now. Digital missionary.digital. Go to the website www.missionary.digital. Register for this conference. If you can make it live, great. If you have to watch it on demand, watch it on demand. That's great. I don't care either way. But if you want to see the two of them interview, you got to do that in real time. You gotta register. And if you register, you can get it on Memorex. Some of you are old enough to understand that. Some of you are not. This is a new one too. We dropped this one in. Actually, this is the first time I've seen this one on the website. I think this literally posted today. Meta Crusade, Metaverse, Gaming, and the Future Church. Pastor Dominic. I'm excited about this guy. I've just started to get to know Pastor Dominic, co-founder and project director of Meta Crusade. He is as passionate about evangelism and discipleship as I am, and he's got a little deeper dive when it comes to the metaverse, virtual reality, block crypto. But his view of gaming and the potentials that's happening in some of the MMO games that we talk about, Final Fantasy, Black Desert Online, Rust, GTA. I mean that's great. He's also looking at stuff like Roblox. He's looking at Minecraft. He's looking at some of these more world building type environments. And so there's some really interesting environments that he's doing work in already and impacting people at a global level through Meta Crusade. And so excited to see what's going on with that. Meta Crusade is going to be another one it's a virtual only crowd. And so if you happen to make the exclusive cut to make it in the VR environment, good for you. If you miss it out, well, the good news is you registered for the conference and you'll see it on demand. But you're going to miss out on the greatness of the virtual conference. Am I selling the virtual conference? Like this is elite status here. Like this is top shelf. And so if you get in there, like I'm selling it up so much, nobody else is going to go to the broadcast. Look, if you want to see Dr. John and Josh Packard, which is no slouch here, that's a great one. But if you want the metaverse, man, we're giving that to you, to the elite crowd, to the top shelf people that make it into the first 50 there. So many breakouts. I literally, Leighton was streaming this past weekend, Saturday, and he said, "Oh my gosh, Jeff, there were so many people who were like, there's all these breakouts that I want to do. It's not fair. There's so many breakouts. I'm not going to be able to get to all the ones that I want to do. Sorry, we cannot record the breakouts. Like it is literally an impossibility for us to record the breakouts, but we can do this. We can give you a free ticket to invite your friends and get them to come to those breakouts and tell you what they did. And so that's the goal. If you don't have enough people, if you don't have enough capacity of yourself to see all the breakouts that you want to, well, invite some others into it. So who are we looking at? By the way, we've got Steve Reed. This is funny. I would love this. Steve, I want to see a photo of you wearing that headset. Mine's over there. It's off camera, or I can't reach it. But I've got an old one right behind me. But I would love to see a photo of Steve Reed wearing a headset. Just saying that. No relation, by the way, if you don't know either of us. That would be funny though. All right. So what do we have here in the sessions? John Crawford, one of our partners, actually just did a podcast with John a week or so ago. Was it last week? Man, time flies. Really recently on missionary funding and what that looks like. And so he's going to be doing a breakout with Reliant. Anesh, Artificial Intelligence and Missions, how digital leaders can use AI to advance the gospel. Andrew Jones talking about what it is to be a metaverse missionary. Jesse Carbo, Kingdom Growth Hacking. Jesse's from Digital Missions Project. Stacy Knapp, we talked about her last week, Grief Care in Digital Space. Yatope, from Followers to Disciple Makers. Now, I love Yatope. Yatope may be one of the most faithful guys I know, because he takes and this is not to downplay Yatope, and Yatope knows me well enough. I hope to not be offended by this. But Yatope takes the little bit that he can, and he experiments with it. And like, he's not burying that talent under a bushel. No! He's going to let it shine. Did you like the little parallel that I did there? But he's been running experiments on what it takes to convert people from a follower, from a consumer mindset towards more of a disciple maker. And what does the engagement look like? I'm so excited about this. Kit William is this even legal? Dude's the head of, not head, I think he's on the global legal council for Compassion International. He's got a seat at the table. Let's say it that way. And so he's coming in, and is this even legal? Like, what are the legal ramifications of what we're doing as digital missionaries? What can we do or what can we not do? By the way, talk with Kit Williams about leaning in heavily and even Kit Williams becoming a digital missionary. So stay tuned what's happening in that space. Mike Mirabella here, International Mission Board, Southern Baptist Convention. The SBC's been running experiments in virtual reality. I don't think anybody knows that. It's actually pretty cool, some of the stuff that the Southern Baptist Convention has been learning in virtual reality. So excited to talk about that. 7 Keys of Resilience. Hope Made Strong, Rebecca Bailey coming in to represent there. Our friends Darren Allard at Salt and Light, the Roman Centurion, and the outpouring of his Holy Spirit. Like, I'm not even sure where he's going with that. Dude's like a guy who's with this software company. The Roman Centurion and the outpouring of his Spirit. I don't know, but that sounds really interesting. I gotta check that out. Praying Like Monks, Living Like Fools. If you've met Whitebeard, that's a very relevant title for him, and so excited about that. Gamers Need Jesus Too, Blessing Boat, Preston coming on with that one. And it's true, gamers do need Jesus too. Mentioned earlier, From Vision to Outpost, launching a digital church network. Simon Dirks coming in from Germany with that. World Building and Evangelism in VR Tiger there. Gabe DeWalk, a ministry that never sleeps. Gabe's one of our leaders, one of the leading guys when it's talking about asynchronous community in ministry. So excited about that. Oh my gosh, so many coming back in. Pastoring in virtual reality. Alina Delp, she's the virtual reality pastor at VR MMO Church. Excited about that. Yeah, you're right. You're dead right. Like, there's a lot to be overwhelmed with. There's a lot of opportunities. And the good news for you, it's free. The bad news for you, you got to be in like 5 places at the same time. The good news is we'll let your friends in for free. So invite them and ask them to come help you out. Missionary.digital, www.missionary.digital is the easiest way, and it is the only way to get access to all of this greatness. Hey, y'all, I'll tell you, that's about all I wanted to share today. Listen, we've got some great sponsors that have been helping us in that. We talked about Jesus Film in the last run. One Community Software is One Community Software, One Church Software. I can say it. One of the churches sponsoring us is One Community Church. And One Church Software is also sponsoring us. Forgive me. Let me back up in my DeLorean, go back 37. Hey, we're really excited about this. Want to thank Jesus Film for sponsoring us. We talked about them in the last time. And coming up also, we also have One Church Software. One Church Software, these guys are friends of mine. They're friends of mine here in Miami. I've used them when I was over at Christ Fellowship Miami. Great church, and I'm excited. Great church software, and I'm excited about what they're doing in the CRM, in the CHMS, in the church database solution. Now, I'll tell you this. The thing that I love about what One Church Software is I've never met another software company that listens to their customers like One Church Software does. Like, what's working, what's not working, the roadmap, where they going to, the customer service, the feedback, the vision. It's a small company. It's bootstrap, but because of it, they're agile and they're lean, and they are a hungry organization that's creating a great product for small, medium. I mean, shoot, we were even a mega church at Christ Fellowship Miami, and we were using it. And so it's got the agility of a small company, but the power of a large company, and they care enough to listen. You're not a number, you're a name. And so check it out, One Church Software. It'll be one of the many options that we're going to talk about through the conference. I'll tell you this. The whole deal with this, like, I want you, the reason that I, Jeff, founder of the Church.digital, the reason why I wanted to do this conference is to encourage people like you that are doing digital mission work, that are doing digital missionary work. It's lonely. Listen, even today, at a personal level, I got rejected hard by an organization that I thought was an easy donor, and my contact with the organization said, Jeff, I 100% believe in you, but to be honest, no one else in my team does. And that's not about me personal. It's the idea of virtual ministry, of digital missions work, what we're doing. That hurts. We can't let it stop at hurting. We've got to recognize that there's an opportunity to be encouraged. There's an opportunity to be surrounded by others that agree with us, that see the opportunities. There's an opportunity for iron sharpening iron, for us to encourage one another, to explore and experiment with new ideas, and to be empowered to do ministry by the ministry leaders and the partners that will work and do recognize the potential of digital. And that right there is why we're doing this conference. We are not doing the conference to make more noise. We're making the conference so people like you that really have not been encouraged or don't have an avenue for encouragement at a global level, so that you can be encouraged. Maybe even invite some of the naysayers in. Give them a different perspective. Use the conference as a point to have a conversation with them and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, sorry. If it does work out, hey, you learned something through the process. You'll be able to gain some ground. I'm excited. Let me do one more thing. I'm going to say this. Oh my gosh, I don't know what time that's going to be. We are doing a prayer meeting. And if you're watching this stream, I'm not saying this publicly because I don't know that I want 1,000 people to show up to a prayer meeting. Maybe I do. Could you imagine if 1,000 people show up to a prayer meeting? We're going to do an open office prayer meeting for the Digital Missionary Conference. If you're watching this right now, it's going to be Monday, March 31st at 5 p.m. Eastern. Monday, March 31st, 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a prayer meeting for the Digital Missionary Conference. And so if you're watching this, I want to invite you to catch it out. Join us in praying for the conference that's literally 48 hours ahead of that. And we'll be kicking off the conference 11 a.m. Eastern over at the Digital Missionary Conference. Register and RSVP at www.missionary.digital. Steve Reed, who is not my mother or in any relation, says that I do need to get some rest. It's true, Steve. I'm tired. I live tired. Run and gun. Why not at 10:02? That's a great question. Honestly, you can pray at 10:02 as well. We just wanted to do it later in the day because that was the time that seemed to work better for the crowd overall at the large level. Cool. All right. Hey, we're gonna wrap with this. We'll post more information. Actually, information on that prayer meeting, 331. It's on the church.digital/calendar. Should be. If not, it will be soon. But no, it'll be on our online calendar. We'll be meeting in the open office, the church.digital/office. And we will go from there. And so be looking forward to what's next. I know I'm doing another update on Thursday of this week. Oh my gosh, I am doing so much streaming on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, 11 o'clock, I am doing a sneak peek. And then Thursday at 2 o'clock, we're going to be doing a stream for this podcast coming up, recording episode 330. It's focusing on prayer-centric digital ministry. Excited about that one. Whitebeard and Sumi Beach, Stacy, coming in for that one. So it'll be a very interesting conversation. But for today, before I go to sleep, and I can't go to sleep, I'm going to be working till midnight. Different job. Whole other thing. But I got to go. For me, it's me, Jeff at theChurch.digital. Thanks for jumping on this sneak peek for the Digital Missionary Conference. And I am sure I'll be seeing y'all again soon. Have a good one.